What is good, y'all? JDX back with another banger. Today we got 1 Kevin Durant fan versus 10 KD haters. Now look, we already told y'all, but we gonna be reacting to more of these sports debates. You know what I'm saying? So y'all comment down below what more sports debates do y'all want me to react to. You dig what I'm saying? Also, you know what I'm saying, we got Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying, who has gotten a lot of criticism from the start of his career and through now. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we gonna see how this goes, man. You dig what I'm saying? This video will be uploaded. Today is Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? This one will be uploaded before Thursday. You know what I'm saying? This whole video will be uploaded on Thursday. So if you guys are watching this, is on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I recorded this yesterday on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? But hey, bro, without further ado, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that share button, that like button, that sub button, that turn on the notification bell, follow the Kick and the Twitch. The links are both in the description. Without further ado, let's get it. 1 Kevin Durant fan versus 10 KD haters.
In NBA history. Tell me why he is.
Durant is probably the best hooper, but the greatest player. There's so much more.
You got Kyrie, James Harden. Then he went to Phoenix. Houston, he's gonna.
Just because you say it's not true doesn't make it. It is that KD gets unfairly criticized for joining the Warriors back in 2020.
Alright, bro. There's no way this guy's gonna win that. KD gets unfairly criticized. He deserved all the criticism. He blew a 3-1 lead and joined the best team in the league, bro, in order to get a ring. He deserves all the criticism.
17.
I don't think he gets criticized nearly enough. I think an Oklahoma City resident, if he even utters the name KD in a positive light, he should be banned from Oklahoma. Okay? I speak on behalf of every single Oklahoma City fan ever. Look, we can go. I know everyone's gonna mention. Yes, he blows a 3-1 lead. He goes 17-9 Warriors. Everyone's talking about it. Let's think about the context of that, right? The Warriors lost to the Cavs, so now we see the Warriors are beatable. There's cracks in the armor. If I'm Kevin Durant, I'm saying, look, we got 3 games against the Warriors. Let's retool. Let me stay with the Thunder. Let me retool. Let's do something else. We can beat the Warriors, then we go play the Cavs, right? But no, what does Kevin Durant do? He says, no, you know what? I want to take the easy way out. I want to say Westbrook. Let me go over here and just win the easiest 2 rings ever and the fakest 2 rings ever.
Facts it was, bro. Everyone be like, oh, KD 2-time Finals MVP. No shit, bro. They were double teaming Steph Curry, bro.
Just wanted more freedom, more ability to move around the league, right? They fought for that. Multiple CBAs have undergone construction in order for players to have the freedom to change and go to a team that they desire. What's wrong with him simply exercising his rights? He said he wasn't enjoying ball as much, so he went to a team where he felt he could.
You can do what you want.
That's all it comes down to.
Of course, it's freedom. But to this day, I think he could have won with OKC. I think he could have won 2 or 3 with OKC if he stayed, right? And I think to this day, I truly believe Kevin Durant regrets that decision. Because he is on Twitter as of August 3rd, a couple days ago, arguing with dudes that something happened 10 years ago. And I know 100% he needs to be more criticized for that thing. I don't think we talk about it nearly enough.
I think that iteration of the Thunder sort of hit their head on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This year's All-Star game, that boy Kevin Durant was talking crazy. Motherfucker was on his phone the whole time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker knew he got caught, bro.
It's one thing to be upset with the team he goes to, but for him to utilize his freedom to do so, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's the unfair part of the criticism. You can be mad at the team, but he exercised his right. He played long enough and, you know, had the contract in order to go. There's nothing wrong with that.
First of all, my boy Timothy Chalamet, he was talking, all right? He was talking, all right? Now, first of all, if we get jumped tomorrow and we lose, and I see y'all hanging out with the people that jumped us, that's cool? No, that's not cool. That don't even make sense. How you gonna leave after blowing the 3-1 lead? Well, he shot 12 for 31, then 10 for 31. Either way, he didn't show up, huh? You know who did, though? Every year after that, Russell Westbrook. He could have stayed. That's all I'm saying. Shaw got the ring, but you couldn't. I didn't see Shaw leave. I didn't see Russell beg to leave. All I'm saying is you left the people that beat you.
Yeah, Russ did leave, though. Where he went to after OKC, like the Rockets or the, I don't know, the Rockets? Yeah, probably.
Like all I'm saying is KD left the team that beat him. It don't matter if Draymond pulled up crying, talking about we need you, man. You lost to, you telling me the Warriors that beat you lost to LeBron. So y'all said, you know, we got to team up and beat LeBron. What that say about Bron? He's Thanos. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He left his team for the team that beat him. No loyalty.
Yeah, what's wrong with winning? And he still went out there and balled out.
So you went to the best team instead of just staying there and trying to get better.
Unless you count the
Oh, God, bro. That's like, let's say, like NFL terms, what was the best team last year? The Seahawks? Yeah, bro. That's like saying Stephon Diggs You know what I'm saying? That's Stephon Diggs. Yeah, he just lost to them in the Super Bowl. That's like, and he's a free agent right now. That's like Stephon Diggs going to the Seahawks. You're joining the team that beat you in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of 2000. It reminds me of soccer too. Back in 2009, Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? Ibra was playing for Inter Milan. You know what I'm saying? And then he lost to Barcelona in the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the semifinal. Yeah, it was the semifinal. You know what I'm saying? And then Barcelona won Champions League 2009. Ibra went to Barcelona in 2010 to try to win the Champions League. And what happened? Inter Milan won. You know what I'm saying? The Champions League. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, Ibra still doesn't even have a Champions League. He's not going to get one out of the way since he's retired, obviously. But yeah, bro. That shit right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the winning, but it's not good winning. It's not good. You know what I'm saying?
So he gonna go to the front office and try to get something? He couldn't do nothing?
I don't think they had any flexibility.
No loyalty. That's all I'm saying, man. And he frail. Like, again, he built like the Roman numerals. That's all I got to say.
What's good, bro? Now, again, my main point here, he's a free agent. He has every right to go to whichever team he wants.
All right, that's a good take. So,
yeah, obviously, but nobody expected the fucking Warriors.
KD, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, those guys, right? They're held to a certain standard. That's just the way it goes. Now, I assume if you, as a fan of the game as I am, you love the narratives, the storylines, the big things that come with the game that make you feel like, damn, this is why I'm a fan of the NBA. LeBron, let's take his situation, 2010. We already know what happens, loses in the playoffs, goes over to Miami. So was that unfair criticism to LeBron as well?
I thought it was unfair. Now, again, it's different because obviously Miami didn't win the championship. But still, he decided to go team up. You know what I'm saying? Two other bona fide superstars. So, but I still thought there was no need to criticize him on that. It was free agent. It wasn't like he forced his way there, utilized his freedom of choice.
All right, so as an NBA fan, like we just said, we love the storylines, we love the narratives, we love that diehard mentality that these superstars bring to their teams. That is the weakest move of any NBA superstar that gets criticized at the highest point in NBA media. Those criticisms are fair as a pure hoop fan. You don't think so?
I'm going to tell you why. Right now. Okay, so
why?
Yes, the Warriors at the time were the defending champions. They were up 3-1. Not taken away from that. He played like down the stretch of those games. Absolutely. Not taken away from that. But I think it's unfair, and the reason why, I think we can all say if the Warriors in that current form face the Cavs again after they lost, I think we can all say the Cavs were going to win again, right?
Probably.
So then that means there is a need. There's some type of...
Well, except for 2018, because in 2018 the Cavs did not have the same team, bro, that they did in 2016 and 17.
On that Warriors roster.
They traded away Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
That Warriors team
What
wasn't going to win another championship.
I was up 3-1 against you, and now I join you to beat everybody. That's a weak move.
You just told me you didn't think they would beat the Cavs if they faced them again as constructed.
But we're not talking about a whack team.
So they need. Hold on. So they needed.
MVP,
Hold on, but all I'm saying is, you said they couldn't beat. How were they going to beat the Cavs? You said they weren't going to beat them again. So they needed KD.
I didn't say.
So there's nothing weak about that. He's a need and he filled it. That's what it comes down to.
I don't respect it, and the media shouldn't respect it either.
You said because you got the freedom that you shouldn't get criticized. Just because you got the freedom to do something that does not mean you can't get criticized. I got the freedom to buy some spoiled milk and I drink and get sick. I can get criticized. You on your arm you have a brand of Omega Psi Phi. So right now, if you had a step contest against the Kappa Alpha Psi, another fraternity, which you know Divine Nine, them boys beat you. You mean to tell me you're gonna renounce your letters and go join Kappa so you can win the step contest?
Yes, sir.
Part of your point that started off strong, but I'm gonna tell you why. This is apples and oranges. This is actually like a lifetime commitment. You're signing a contract with the team. He played out his contract. That's all he's required to do. After that, he's free to go choose to sign a contract with whatever team or organization.
Yeah, facts, man. And then he chose not to return to OKC. You know what I'm saying? And he went to Golden State, and then after Golden State, he went to Brooklyn, and then he to the Suns, and now he's on the Rockets. And I don't really see Kevin Durant winning a ring with the Rockets. I ain't gonna lie. Are they a good team? Yes, but are they like finals contenders? I don't know, bro. They probably could win a playoff series, but that's about it.
So that's the difference. You can't compare that to that.
It's not a lifetime commitment.
People who renounce don't go join other organizations either.
Your point is he had the freedom to do it. Just because you have the freedom to do something does not mean you are totally absolved from criticism.
This is an argument. This is an argument based on emotion, and if someone says, I think this is weak because it's an emotional reaction, and you're saying, well, technically he's well within his right to be weak, it's not a winning argument. You're right, but it's not a winning argument, and this is about winning arguments, and they got it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. The haters, they got this.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a good job.
My bad, guys. I'm on stream as well, so I gotta reach out.
Being able to exercise his free will, like, yeah, he's allowed to do that. But I think people in this room who have played basketball before, we all remember that time in our lives when we went from a fun game to something that was competitive, right? And you know that when you play pickup and you go fives with another team and you lose, you're not, let's mix it up to have some fun. Not run that back. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yo, look at this guy's face, bro. This guy is not having a good time, bro. He is not having a good time. I don't know why he even brought up this tape, bro. I don't know why. What the fuck was the point, bro? You like, my guy, you knew you were gonna get fried, bro.
he was allowed to make whatever decision that he wanted to make for sure, but you are going to get criticized, and it's no unfair to it. If you don't like it, go play down south. Go play something else.
Okay.
I don't know.
My next claim is that KD was the greatest player on the greatest team in NBA history.
What? Greatest player on the greatest team. First off, the Warriors are not even the greatest team, bro. It's the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Bulls had a way better team overall than the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? And plus, Steph Curry was on the team. Prime Steph. The only unanimous MVP in history, bro. The greatest shooter ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was coming off that insane 2016 season. And
Greatest player on the greatest team.
Obviously, I disagree. What specific year are you talking about?
We're talking about the 2017.
2017. First year KD gets there.
Yeah.
How can he be the best player when the 2 years prior, Steph was already better than KD? Steph is coming off of back-to-back MVPs. He's coming off one of the best offensive seasons we've ever seen from a player. Now that KD goes to Steph's team, how is KD better?
I'm going to answer your question with a question because I want to know before I can. I feel like before I
Yeah.
answer this. What is exactly outside of shooting, what is Steph better than KD at?
Listen, he is a better shooter, and he is a better passer than KD. If all we're trying to do is win basketball games, Steph has that over KD.
Steph is way more clutch than KD.
He has a championship prior to him. Even after KD left,
like, both players have choked in their careers, but Curry has came in more clutch than he has choked. KD has choked more times than he's came in clutch. If you all understand what I'm saying.
Why? Because Steph Curry's the system. Because Steph is still there.
No, you're right, but they also had that lull, right? For Steph, for you to say that.
Yes, when Klay Thompson blew out his Achilles and his ACL, and Steph broke his hand. So when everybody's healthy, they win championships.
We just saw them healthy last year too, right?
They won.
Yeah, I'm going.
Absolutely, he won after him.
He won after him.
But I'm saying,
and in the situations, has Kevin Durant been to the conference finals since he left Steph Curry's team?
We're talking individual at this point on that team. Who was the better player, or who was the greatest player on that team?
Go ahead.
Steph's offensive impact, absolutely. Not taking away from that, but KD impacted the other areas of the game at a much greater level. Steph was still being hidden on people defensively and hunted, right? We saw that.
Okay.
You can't do that with
Yeah,
KD.
I'm not saying
I mean,
that. I'm not saying
you
that.
couldn't do that. KD was an elite rebounder because he was still athletic at that point. He was still an elite rebounder, and then offensively as well. He fit well into the system and was still able to go get his down the stretch when the Warriors couldn't, when they were getting mucked up and they needed a bucket. Who did they go to? Respectfully, it wasn't Steph. They dumped it down there to KD.
Yeah, because they were double teaming Steph Curry, bro. You know what I'm saying? They were literally double teaming Steph Curry, bro. They knew any time, like, just Steph Curry in this prime, they knew every time Steph got the ball and had an opportunity to score, they did not want him to be one-on-one, you know what I'm saying, or have enough space to try to dribble or shoot a three, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why they were double teaming him. That's why they were all up on him, bro. Whereas Kevin Durant, bro, they let Kevin Durant do whatever the fuck he want because he wasn't worried about like that. You know what I'm saying?
Before KD got to Golden State, I think we can both say that once he got there, he was a better rebounder and a better defender than he was in OKC. Correct?
I'm gonna disagree with that only because I think his last 2
You
years.
don't think he got better once he went to Golden State?
I don't think so.
I do. I will say that I do think that KD went up a level, but he was able to go up a level because he was able to play free because Steph Curry Steph Curry and Steph Curry's gravity allowed him to do everything. If we're playing basketball, like, yes, somebody can go and score 27. Give me the 5 guys who can impact winning the most. Steph Curry is one of the 5 best impactful players of all time.
I'm not taking away from that, but what I'm saying
sets the stage.
if you put them up, but I mean, this is why team construction is so important. When we're looking, like, you can't look at everything in a vacuum, right? Team construction. all the spacing the Warriors had allows for that to happen.
And
right?
how does that spacing get there?
Well, I mean, they had yes, obviously Steph, not taken away, but they also had Clay. They had so much spacing on the bench. They were the best 3-point shooting team in history. That's what I'm saying.
Led by who? The best shooter of all time.
They had two, but they had two people hitting over 200. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is it starts and stops with Steph Curry. And so if you're building that team, you start with Steph Curry and then you build the pieces around it. And I think that because of that, Steph Curry's impact makes him the better player.
I don't think so, only because one side of the ball isn't enough. It wasn't enough then. He had a great team around him with great defense, and I think if he didn't have said pieces around him, it wouldn't matter. I think if you would have dropped KD into that same spacing earlier in his career, it would have been a different story. If you look at the teams KD played on OKC, anytime they had at least 3 individuals who shot 40% from 3, which only happened 3 other times in his career at OKC, they went to the conference finals. When they failed to have more than 2 people who shot over 40% from 3, meaning he had some space to operate, they did not advance to the conference finals or further. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
State your claim.
Damn, he lost like that? Damn.
Play on the greatest team in NBA history.
The greatest team, the Celtics, won 11 championships in 13 years. The Bulls won 6 in 8 years. They probably would have won 8.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Be quiet. Be
And then I
quiet.
think the Lakers, Kobe,
Okay, I'm going, bro. Just relax,
their
man.
peak, their prime was actually better. If we go to KD specifically,
Well, yeah, the Celtics, yeah, they had what, Bill Russell there?
during
Yeah.
that dynasty, they won a championship before KD. They won a championship after KD. So I don't know.
Exactly. They won in 2015 and they won in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally.
How he is the greatest player on that team, and that team is definitely not the greatest team ever.
Okay, thank you. You got that. I was going to say you're naming franchises. We're not talking franchises. We're talking individual team in NBA history.
Yeah, those
Like
teams were
some-
better.
No.
During those dynasties, those individual teams
there wasn't a
were
single,
better.
There wasn't a single.
Just because you shake your head don't mean it's not true.
No, I mean, it doesn't make just because you say it's not true doesn't make yours true.
No, it is
you
true.
Say, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Go ahead.
I don't like getting. It's gonna get me out. You're rage baiting. I'm not gonna rise to
I'm
it.
speaking my truth.
There isn't a single on the 80s dynasty I would take over that war. They were just shot out the gym quickly. I'm not taking them. I'll listen on the Jordan 72-10 team. If it isn't the Warriors, it's absolutely them. I'll take that. The Shaq Kobe Lakers, and particularly that 2000-2001 season, that's a team in that conversation.
Lakers, Kareem Lakers, 5 championships.
I'm not taking them over that Warriors.
Listen,
series.
the Lakers
What?
competition was way better than the Warriors competition. In the 2 KD years, right, that they won a championship, Kevin Love was concussed. LeBron had a broken hand. The second year they won the championship, Kyrie already left, and that's just the KD years. If you think about Magic was playing against Bird every single year. Who's the better small forward than KD, by the way?
Not rising to that. Okay. LeBron,
Yeah, Magic Johnson is way better than Kevin Durant. I ain't gonna lie.
You mentioned he's better than Jordan. So just off the
Wait,
street.
whoa. What did he say? What did he say about Jordan? What did he say about Jordan? No.
If we want to.
Wait, what did he say about Michael
Not
Jordan?
rising to that. Okay. LeBron by himself is a greater player than any one of those dynasties you mentioned. He's better than Jordan. So just
Not even close, bro. Not even close. Is it a debate? Yes, but Jordan clears, bro.
just off the stream, if you want to go off the competition, there's that. Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
But yeah, that's all I'm saying. And my thing is, well, you really
LeBron is not better than Jordan. I love LeBron. He's definitely my number 2, but number 1 will always be Jordan.
But even then, I don't think they had the versatility defensively. Now the Lakers had Shaq. There will never be anybody who can ever stop Shaq. You couldn't stop him with a whole team. Not taking away from that, but I think the pieces around them.
Yeah, that's what makes Shaq a top 10 player of all time, bro. Y'all can put him in the top 5 if y'all want
Better
to.
than anybody.
But he's like the top
Warriors,
6, you
right?
know,
I
for
take
saying for
Steph
me.
drop Steph on any one of those Lakers teams, and he would be like.
If you guys are wondering what my top 10 NBA players of all time, I have a clip on TikTok talking about it. So make sure y'all follow TikTok. If y'all want to watch it real quick, go link in the description right now. You know what I'm saying? Click on that bit. Make sure you hit that follow button too if you guys are new.
He would be better than Magic. Steph, I think Steph would be better than Magic.
He cannot do more than with less
If
than
you
Magic.
if you drop Steph or KD to the 80s, they would think that it's like witch magic. There was
He
nothing
wouldn't,
like them.
he wouldn't even be able to do that.
What do you mean? He wouldn't
Like
be
his
able to-
mindset would be different.
What do you mean?
It's a different era.
No.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. He did change the era. That's fair. He did change basketball, but yeah.
Like, yeah. All I'm saying is, I think the Warriors team changed the whole way the game of basketball is played fundamentally. We started seeing spacing on levels never before.
I don't disagree with that.
I'll make it quick. The 2001 Lakers, better team, swept through the whole playoffs. Got to the Sixers 4-1, get them out of here. Championship, we done. That team right there, Kobe and Shaq, it's a reason why people still reference Kobe and Shaq to this day, because they were that dominant. That duo is probably the best duo in the history of NBA basketball.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Better than the Warriors.
That dude was way better than Curry and
We really
KD,
need
bro.
to go into that. Jordan came back wearing the 4-5. Rodman, you got Pippen, you getting the rebounds, you got everything.
Okay, but did Robin and Pippen win anything without Michael Jordan, bro? I hate when people be like, "Oh, Michael Jordan needs Scottie Pippen to win." Who's the one hitting those game winners in the finals? Who's the one that led the playoffs in points and during those playoff series, bro? For Chicago, it wasn't Scottie Pippen. It wasn't Dennis Rodman. You know who it was? Fucking Michael Jordan to go.
Wonderful, you got just big meat down low, pause. Cause you had Longley down low. You got the 3-point shooters. They had everything pieced together perfectly, which is why they went 72-10, went through the playoffs, got to the finals. It didn't reach the game 7. Jordan got the finals MVP. Those two teams right then and there. Better teams than the Warriors. Better players. We talk about Steph, we talk about Durant. We talk about Durant's defense. You got to understand that Steph is money after half court. Like Steph's shooting, nobody compares him. Durant can shoot, but even Durant is not in Steph's stratosphere. Steph, like the thing is, you got to understand the stress that you go through as a defense. It breaks your mind. We talk about mental. You got to get into mentals now. When a person passes half court, you know they can just pull up, and the coach is cool with it, and it's a good shot. That stretches your defense, and it messes with your mind. Sports is in the mind. You can be as good as you want, but if your mind ain't strong, you begin to crumble, and you can't deliver the championships you need to, like Durant has. The only two he had is with a Warrior team who had rings before and had rings after. Every other team he went through, Durant himself, you cut myself off, Durant himself has said, I just want to hoop. Durant is probably the best hooper that has ever lived, but the greatest player. A player embodies so much more. Steph has a deficiency on defense, but on offense they are so great. His handle, his passing, his vision, and just the pure stress he puts on the defense. Because, like I said, you can pull up from anywhere.
Before you can even
Facts.
argue that any team is better than the Warriors, that 2017 championship team, you have to point me to a team that won more games in the playoffs, 16, nobody else has, with less losses. They only had one loss. I know the Lakers were 15-1, but the Warriors were 16.
That's just because the first round.
It's there.
But,
so that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Lakers haven't been the same.
So their dominance is stated, obviously stated on its own. There's no other. I mean, when it comes to the Bulls, what did the Bulls do in the playoffs? Their margin of victory wasn't near what the Warriors was. Now the Lakers, again, Lakers absolutely in that combo to me more than the Bulls even. But there's no other team that.
You also understand what it means to go 72
Actually,
and
I
10.
think actually the Warriors had the most. If we count the regular season as well, they ended up with the most wins.
What you got to realize, going through the whole slog of the regular season, having that many wins, that takes a toll on the team as well. So you got to factor that into account. Because we saw with the 73-9 Warriors, do they got the chip? They don't. The 16-0 Patriots, we're going to take it to football. Do they have a chip? No, because you go through the regular season, you're so great, and you keep it on for so long, you stay up for so long. Look at your body. You just stay up.
Bro, and that's why you gotta give Nick Saban credit when he was coaching at Bama. All them undefeated seasons, and he was still able to bring them championship. He still made sure that his players were in the right mindset to bring them a championship, and weren't just worried about the playoff. I mean, the regular season record. You know what I'm saying? They're worried about the championship. That's what makes Nick Saban, you know what I'm saying, the greatest head coach of ever in college football.
So I would not have you go do a whole bunch of tasks and you never rest. Your ability, your cognitive ability will drop. Same thing in the regular season going to the postseason. You got them boys in there, they running. Look what happened with the Knicks just recently. Why they got rid of Tibbs, because he ran his starters in the ground. Great regular season.
But I want to see when this video came out. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I'm my bad, guys. I need to see when this video came out. 5 months ago. Okay, so this is before the NBA season started. Okay, so that's why they haven't talked about Kevin Durant recently.
In the postseason, because they were all wasted.
The Warriors sustained them. They won the title. So, but yes.
That was a close one until the last round. And I think the haters came out on top.
Okay?
I think
Man, that buddy's going through it.
I think the fan was making points, he had me, until the final point for why the Warriors are the best team was based on cumulative total victories. over a team that won the same percentage. There's just less games being played, and then a lot of other people obviously mentioned other comparable great teams, and I don't feel like the fan did a good job of explaining why the Warriors have to be number one.
Okay, I like that point. For me personally, I'm going with the fan. He brought up amazing points. One of the best ones that he brought up was how that 2017 team as an individual would blow any other team out in history, simply because of shooting and how they transformed the game.
Okay, I don't know if I believe that what you just said, but I will say that the fan did a really good job of explaining why Kevin Durant was the best player on his team. Whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. I just think he did a good job of explaining why KD was so special. However, I'm giving it to the haters because there are just too many. They gave too many examples of better teams with better leading men. So because of that, I'm giving it to the haters.
My next claim is that KD is the most pure scorer in NBA history.
I like this.
I can see that. KD's definitely a top 3 scorer ever.
Boy,
You know what I'm
KD
saying?
transfer portal again?
What does that have to do with him being the most pure scorer?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, speaks for itself. He scored the most points in the least amount of minutes in NBA history. Even with missing as much time as he has, he's still 8th right now, all time on the scoring list, and he's only rising.
Michael Jordan averaged 37 a game. Will average 50. Kyrie is a way more skillful scorer than Kevin Durant. He can score.
How
on
many
three
all-
levels. Can I talk? He has every option as an offensive player that you could ever
Damn.
think of. And the options you can't think about. Kyrie Irving is a more complete scorer than Kevin Durant.
How many points has Kyrie scored in his career?
You tell me. I don't know.
Less. He's not in the conversation. We can move that on. Bring the next down. He's not in the conversation.
KD's top 10 all
You
time.
can say
Yeah.
Jo-
KD's the
I
greatest
give you
USA
Jordan.
basketball player all time.
Obviously,
No, that's
speaks for
LeBron.
itself, but when we're looking at
Every athlete should
just
utilize
for
social media the way KD does. No, what the fuck?
Jordan was never efficient from 3. That's one thing that we can agree on. He never was a good 3-point shooter, and that's cool. That's fine, but that takes away from him being a pure scorer. KD for his career is a 50% shooter from the field, 39% from 3, and 88% from the line. That means whenever you're fouling him, he's punishing you. That means that he can pull up from 3 whenever the paint is crowded, and of course he's efficient from the field overall.
You're like KD, always talking about his efficiency, but efficiency.
Y'all boys, this video's gonna be cut soon because I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. and it's almost
way more
midnight.
of a killer when it comes to scoring. Michael
So-
Jordan. way more
So
of
this
a
is the
killer.
last topic that we'll watch. This is the last clip that we're watching on this
You
video.
can't mention don't mention Kobe. Don't mention Kobe with KD. Don't mention Kobe with KD when it comes to scoring titles because that's still uneven. KD has more scoring titles than Kobe. He has a higher career scoring average than Kobe. He's more efficient from the field from Kobe. You cannot mention the
Keep
two.
talking about efficiency.
They're not in the
Nobody
same.
cares about efficiency
Everybody
when
cares
you're
about
not
efficiency.
winning.
We're not talking about winning. We're talking about scoring. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't want to hear.
I mean, they're saying the same thing about LeBron and Jordan. You know what I'm saying? They say LeBron's more efficient than Jordan, even though LeBron has lost more than Jordan has. You know what I'm saying? So efficiency does matter. And those are for people who were saying LeBron is the GOAT.
Timberland averaged 50 for a whole season.
Who has more points?
LeBron has more points than KD.
We're talking about pure score. We're not talking how many total. Pure.
You just said
What?
total.
What? You talked about Kyrie Irving. You already
The more
disqualified.
skillful scorer.
You were
I'm never
disqualified from the
disqualified. I'm
jump.
him.
You're disqualified from the jump. Listen. KD has proven himself.
Can we get a definition of pure score before we keep going?
KD's definitely a better scorer than Kyrie, bro.
Necessarily talking back, but just multitude of
So we're
ways.
talking 5 levels.
Yeah, we got a lot of 2-level scorers. You know, they can't shoot from 3, but good in mid-range. They can get in the post. They can go to the rim. I'm talking pure score, ability to score from all levels, do it efficiently. And when you need a bucket, you can always go down there and toss it to them.
So why don't you do like this to the side? Who I'm talking about? This is New York here, fella. We not better than Melo, dog. He had to go to the Rockets get Melo's number. What we talking about, beloved?
Are you talking better than Melo at what?
Melo's a way better scorer than him. Period.
Carmelo Anthony?
KD versus Melo.
Yes, number.
Okay.
Let's go.
Number one, I want to give my respect and love to Melo. He is one of the greatest we've ever seen to fill it up. All right, let me start there. But when it comes to comparing the two as scorers, KD's going to pass him on the list. He already passed on the list, has he not? So, I mean, there's that.
Man, probably Carmelo Anthony was something else.
He's always been more efficient than Melo from the field, always. He's a better mid-range shooter than Melo. Even though Melo is probably top 3 all-time in mid-range, easily. But KD has cleared him in that regard always. KD's 3rd year, everybody started taking him over Melo.
Hey, you know what's so crazy, bro? I checked, bro. This shit was 5 months ago. Now, imagine what they're gonna say when they seen that Kevin Durant just passed on Michael Jordan in all-time scoring. KD's not 5th of all time.
Really been. respectfully, when it comes to talking pure scores, they're not in the same combo anymore. KD kind of got out of that after he left OKC. Again, that's not to take away from Melo, but KD over 50% from the field, career 40% from three.
I still can't believe LeBron has 50,000, bro. That shit crazy.
Free points.
LeBron might hit 70,000, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If LeBron was able to play for like 6 more years, let's say LeBron is able to play for 6 more years. If he wasn't 40, let's say LeBron was 34 right now, and he still had 50K points, bro. I really think that, saying that, no, let's say 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Let's say, and he has 50 points, you know what I'm saying, in 10 years, 50K points in 10 years. I really think LeBron could easily hit 100K. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
When he was a freshman in college, where's that at?
We're talking NBA.
We're talking about all careers, beloved. We don't care about the NBA.
So we're talking all levels.
Careers, beloved. Let's talk about
That doesn't make him a better scorer. That doesn't make him a more pure scorer than KD. We're talking about a national championship. KD averaged more. KD averaged more points in college than Melo. He averaged more points than Melo in college. What? What's good, bro? So I think KD is the most pure scorer in NBA history. Tell me why he isn't.
Because there's other people who are better scorers than him. One, listen. The first thing that you brought up was his scoring titles. Michael Jordan has 10 of them.
Yeah.
Right. More than double. Then you brought up the fact that he's 8th all time.
Facts.
You got LeBron, who's on top of that, and then we have.
You got Curry as well.
Who's the most pure scorer? All of these levels. If you can just score the basketball, you're a scorer. Like that's really
yeah, bro.
So you have LeBron. You talked about having a go-to move. Kareem, Sky Hook, he has everything. You can go to so many people across NBA history that are efficient. Because once we get to talking about the greatest scorers of all time, everybody's efficient, everybody's great. So you have, I would say, those 3 guys are instantly better than Kevin Durant, where you have scoring titles with Jordan, you have the all-around game with LeBron, who underrated bag.
I've never agreed with that. He doesn't have a bag. I'm going to counter your claim to one ball. All right, let me start with Jordan. I agree. Jordan obviously has the scoring titles to back that up. He has the MVPs as well, right?
Efficient as well.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you look at the amount of field goals attempted, it's more than double where KD's at. So if KD simply took more shots, I don't even think that's a conversation. Secondly, Jordan was very durable. I think one of the big things I think we can all...
Of course Jordan's going to take a lot of shots, bro. It's Michael Jordan.
That feeds into it. But for him to still be where he is currently and still trucking on despite those injuries, I think there's that. I think Jordan, the one thing in his game was always.
So let's say if KD then never tore his ACL in 2019, well, how would KD's career look right now? You know what I'm saying? If he never tore the ACL in 2019, you know what I'm saying? Because injuries do hold you back, but you're also able to bounce back from them. But at the same time, you do feel the regression, you know what I'm saying, from the injuries.
He said multiple times he wasn't an efficient three-point shooter. That was one thing that wasn't there. And then for Kareem, I really don't think you can really argue in general for Kareem. I mean, he did it. So that's not to take away, but I don't think he was necessarily a pure scorer because he wasn't 3 levels.
But this is what I'm saying, where if you are as good as Michael Jordan was from the mid-range, why would I take a 3? I can take a mid-range every single time. It's like asking Shaq to shoot. But I can tell you to go 2 feet away from the basket. You're gonna score every single time. And so if we're trying to give Kevin Durant the title,
I ain't gonna lie, KD is so good at mid-range, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Because all the other accolades that we're giving everybody else in terms of racking up championship, finals MVPs, Kevin Durant doesn't have it to that level. So we can say you're the best pure scorer.
He can do it in the most ways. I think that's what it comes down to. But I'm with you. If something works, why do
Yeah, I agree with him. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with him on
That was
that.
the most substance that we heard all day so far.
Wait, is that it? Okay, KD is top. Well, let me read the rest of the topics that they're going to talk about. Cause Chad, I gotta go because I gotta wake up early. But hopefully you guys, you know, what I'm saying, enjoyed this video a lot. You know, what I'm saying, if you guys want to go watch the video, is one before we look. All right, so if you guys want to watch the video, is on the Clash and House of Highlights channel. Make sure y'all go subscribe to both of them. You know what I'm saying. It's 1 Kevin Durant fan versus 10 KD haters. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to watch the video by yourself, I want to see this. KD's top 10 all time? Yes, he is. Greatest USA basketball player of all time? No. You know what I'm saying? No. I'll give that to LeBron, but the greatest basketball player of all time alone, Michael Jordan. Every athlete should utilize social media the way KD does. Absolutely not, bro. KD makes Twitter burner accounts and talk shit to people, you know what I'm saying, behind their back. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Today's Wednesday. I'll be uploading this tomorrow on Thursday. It will be uploaded before the stream. You dig what I'm saying? It's been your boy JDI. Make sure to hit that like button, sub button, turn on notification bell, hit that share button as well. Follow the Twitch and the Kick. Links are both in the description. Let's grow. And TikTok as well. Let's grow on all these platforms, man. Let's expand the community on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care and peace.